Hello everyone. So I know I recently uploaded a video to YouTube, but I thought this would be timely and something to play with, to get your wheels turning, to get your mind stretching. And I hope that you can apply this in your everyday life, because I have for myself, and it's worked wonders. And I hope that these words of encouragement that I share with you will help you and inspire you and motivate you. I want you to start imagining that without you, there would be no game. That you designed the physical game that you find yourself in. That when you were your higher self, pre-entry, pre-birth, you placed all of these clues and all of these hints that would help you to retrace your steps back to the truth of who you are. That would help to ignite a remembrance of sorts. That would help to activate your soul memory complex. You are a genius. And you knew upon your descent into this physicality, onto this physical plane of existence, that there would be a veil of amnesia, a veil of forgetfulness, that your memory would be swiped like a credit card, except that it would be wiped. And that you would have a really difficult time navigating this reality. But that along the way, people would show up at the most serendipitous times, and that the hardships you would have in your family, or maybe with your friends, or in the schooling system, would disconnect you from source, would disconnect you from that higher self aspect, only to eventually reconnect you. Oftentimes, when we go the opposite direction of what has caused this disconnection, we begin to remember. So whether you had a sister that was mean to you, or a brother that was degrading to you, the second you would say enough, you would give rise to that innate power within you that would then enable you to reconnect to your higher self, to your true origin as a starseed. You knew it wouldn't be easy. But you also knew that if you actually saw these hardships for what they were, meaning that when the universe would throw curveballs your way, if you would succumb to them and play the victim, you would keep yourself in this carousel of forgetfulness. But if you rose to the challenge and said, hey, wait a second, if I go the opposite direction, or if I actually take time to get in tune with what's going on by calling upon my guides, the angelics, the extraterrestrials, that they would assist me like my cosmic technical support team to show me the way, to show me that these were clues that were deliberately placed by me, by your higher self, to help me remember. So what I encourage you to do is anytime you are faced with a challenge, and I know they're not easy because they can really hit you at your core. They can really send you in a quicksand of doubt, confusion, of feeling triggered, of anger, of aggravation. But I challenge you to say, wait a second. The only reason I'm complaining right now is because I'm a genius. And I engineered this entire reality. And if I focus on the positive, that this is indeed happening for me to remember, for me to reconnect, for me to replug into all that I am, then you begin to reassociate your belief systems, reassociate your DNA. It's a simple reframe, but it will undoubtedly shift your reality. I promise you. So when you find yourself complaining about the weather, when you find yourself playing the victim because you're not making enough money, instead say to yourself, I knew this would happen when I designed my reality. And there's a solution to this, because anytime a problem is birthed, the solution is birthed as well. And it happens at the same time. Your death and your birth happened at the same time. But within this third dimensional reality, everything is strung out. So we experience life sequentially. I'm 1 year old, then I'm 2 years old, then I'm 3 years old. I'm learning how to crawl, then I learn how to walk. But is it fair to say that your death happened at the exact same time as your birth? Yes. Everything is always happening simultaneously within a quantum realm. Everything. You already know this stuff. And you have people like me or your friends who have awakened, your soul tribe, or the angelic teams that are working with you, assisting you. You have so much support around you to give rise to these memories, to help you remember all that you are. You are a genius. And anytime you get frustrated, say, I'm only getting frustrated because I can't even solve my own puzzle. I can't even beat the boss in this level of the game that I designed. And if you see it this way, you're going to beat the boss at level 1. And just like in Zelda, you're going to unlock a magical item. And I've talked about this in another video. I think it was called Pulling Positives from Negatives. And then you're going to beat level 2. And you're going to unlock more magical items. And the reason why we have to keep having these levels is for the furtherment of our consciousness, for the evolvement of our consciousness. If there was only one level, if there was only one upheaval, if there was only one challenge, your life would be really short here. Now, some people will learn one lesson their entire life, and that's okay. But if you feel like you carry a load, like you have a bunch of backpacks on you, your higher self knew that you could handle it. And that through every level that you beat, you would unlock more of your consciousness. You would activate your Merkaba. You would be able to start time traveling, communicating with other beings in a plasmic state, integrating your higher self, integrating your light body, and becoming and embodying that divinity. You know, the other day I did a session with a client who's a reader, or a spiritual reader, or oracle card reader. And they didn't give me details, but I sensed as I scanned their auric field that they were playing it small, that they didn't have firm boundaries, that they were undercharging for their services. I saw all of it. And after the call, within an hour, she messaged me and she said, Phil, I was charging $11. She didn't disclose that during the call. I was charging $11 for an oracle card reading, and I just booked a client at $80. Sometimes the solution is standing right in front of us, and we're oblivious to it because we're still perceiving it through the lens that is greasy, through the yellow lens. We're not able to see that the problem is also the solution. And because we have worth issues, self-worth issues, we devalue ourselves. we're not able to unveil these mysteries, to unlock these vaults that hold so many secrets. So consider that your solution is right there, because it was birthed at the same time as the problem. So if you haven't come into financial abundance yet, maybe it's already arrived, but you can't see it because you're seeing your life as the issue. Instead of saying, I'm a genius. Oh my God, this is happening for a reason. And I know that I can beat this game, and I know that I can crack this code. And sometimes it only takes 5 minutes. Ooh, I've been doing this. Let me try something different. And boom, you book an $80 client. By the end of the day, I know I sound like Joel Osteen right now. She messaged me and said, I booked for $350 or $380. If you're watching this, I'm sending you tons of love, and I'm super happy for you. The solution was there all along. The gold is right under your feet. But the gold can only be found by those who can see. And you're going to start seeing the bigger picture, the larger picture, when you open up your mind to the infinite field of possibilities. That all of the hints and the clues that you need are here right now in this now moment. And you just have to dig up those treasures. We complain about how genius we are in the higher dimension. Think about that. Think about that. If you can't figure it out, or you haven't figured it out up to now, it means that you are that brilliant. Stretch your mind into other dimensional perceptions. Work your puzzle from various angles. Trial and error. Test things out. Put the pedal to the metal, and you are going to fly. You were meant to do this. This is your design. And you have support all around you. The higher dimensional beings of light, the angels, the extra dimensionals, your higher self. Ask for signs and then take heed. Don't let anything fly above your head. Pay attention to all of it. All of it. So I hope that this message helped you and inspired you. And I will see you in another version of the now. I'm sending you tons of love.